Thank you everybody for clicking on this video. The name of this video is Let's Execute a MOP for Network Engineering. And what a MOP stands for is Method of Procedure. So when you're doing your day-to-day network engineering, we're not freestyling like we do on Packet Tracer. We're not just kind of figure things on the go. We kind of write out everything what we want to do, which you see on the right side. And then once it is approved by our peers, maybe your manager or the director will take a look at it and he or she will approve it. And once you get that approval, you're good to go. So what makes it smoother and faster is that I am going to copy and paste all the configurations. So I'm not manually typing everything line by line. This will make everything faster and smoother. So with no further ado, let us begin. So my job today, I was tasked with, the big boss man says, hey, Just Network, can you configure all four of these routers connecting with each other with IP addresses and point-to-point connections? And can you also give them OSPF so they can communicate with each other that way? So I said, sure, boss, why not? I think it'll be a perfect video to show how to make a MOP, right? So let's get into it. Well, I shouldn't say make a MOP, how to execute a MOP. So let's begin with router 0, which will be router 1 on here. You know what, better yet, let me rename these real fast. All right, all done. You see how fast I moved? You didn't even see me typing or anything. I just, as soon as he blinked, the names were changed. So let's begin with router 1. So let's get onto our Cisco router here where they're all model 4331s. And let's hit the config. So to our right here, I have Notepad++, and this is where I have all my configs on the MOP. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy this first config, and then we're just going to paste it on inside. Enter. So let's take a look. We went on interface gigabit 0/0/0, the exclamation point. An exclamation point, guys, means that it's space. So instead of me manually pressing enter, that's what exclamation is, space / enter. And then we put in the IP address, subnet mask, enter, and then a no shutdown, enter. We got outside of configuration mode. Okay, so we're not done yet. It looks like we have port 2 to set up. So let's go back inside. So instead of doing config T or config E, we're just gonna copy and paste because our MOP has the configurations we need for it. Boom, did the same thing all over again. We just finished configuring interface gigabit 0/0/1. We gave it an IP address. We put no shutdown on the port to open it up. And we ended the configuration mode. We're back into enable mode. I see on our MOP we have OSPF configuration, but what I want to do, I first want to give all four routers the IP addresses on all the ports needed first. We will come back. So sometimes when you're in the real world, you will be going back and forth a little bit between your MOP, depending on how you like to do things. So router 2's configurations. Okay, let's get an enable mode on this router. Let's put in its configurations. So let's do the first one for gigabit 0/0/0. Okay, I forgot to put N, so it's still in config mode, but I'll mainly get out. And we will do the same thing with the second port. Everything's in. Okay. Router 2's IP address is finished. We'll do router 3 now. Go to enable mode. That's funny. I remember to put N on router 3. Okay, I guess I had a little brain fart when I was making these. Oh, good. Nobody's perfect. Okay, we got the first configuration done for the first port, and now we're going to do number 2. Oh, it looks like we have a little hiccup. Okay, so let's take a look here. So it said invalid input detected here. It looks just like the other ones. I don't know why it would say that. IP address messed up, and it just goes down on the list. Everything was wrong here. So let's try again. So sometimes when you're doing your mop, the copy and paste doesn't work. Either that I misspelled something, I put extra space I didn't need to, I didn't put any spaces. So sometimes what I will do, I'll try to do it manually, see if that does a trick. So let's just copy them up. We have configure T. Let's go into the interface, gigabit 0/0. Oh, numlock 0/0/1. I'm inside the interface now. So let me see if I can copy the mop from the middle now to put inside my change. It took it. Okay. So now let's do a no shutdown. It is now up. Let's hit end. And then we are back into enable mode. It took the command. So that can happen as well, guys. Not every mop is perfect. Some of them, it does require a little manual input from time to time. Okay. That's router 3. So now we're going to move to our last router for today, which is router 4. Let's go in enable mode, and then let's begin. So we're going to copy this first command here. We're going to configure interface gigabit 0/0/0, copy and paste. Beautiful, it took it. Let's see if this one will take. I have a good feeling it will. And she took it. Okay, that is up. Let's get out. Okay, so as you can see, let's check the first router. Both ports are configured with IP addresses. They're both shifted to up. Let's see for router 2. Both ports are configured with IP addresses. They are no shutdown. Let's look at number 3. Both are configured with IP addresses, no shutdown. And number 4, same story. So you see how fast that was, guys, compared to my other videos where I mainly did everything. This one was a lot faster and smoother. We did have a hiccup a little bit on router 3, but that is the day-to-day of a network engineer. Not every mop's going to be a nice smooth copy and paste. So now our next step is we're going to configure OSPF. So instead of doing manually, once again, we're going to copy and paste this. So let's begin with router 1. Go into the CLI. I'll move him over here. Okay, we're in enable mode. We're going to copy this bottom piece right here. Paste. All right, she took it. Wonderful. So now we're going to go to router 2. We're going to go to tab 2. That's where it is on here. We're already in enable mode. So let's go to the OSPF configuration down here. All right, she took it. Wonderful. Now let's go to router 3. Now this is my problem child right here. So let's see if it will take OSPF on the first go. Copy and paste it. And she took it. All right. And last but not least, router 4. Make sure you go to router 4. So this is another big thing when you're working on multiple devices in a real life scenario. You have to be careful for which router you're working on. For example, if I went on to router 4, like I am right here, but then I gave it router 3's IP addresses that was assigned to it, it's going to cause some issues. It can cause an outage or it may not work. So always double check on which device you're working on. So let's go to router 4 and copy its configuration. And right here, we're just making sure it's router 4, tab 4 for my mop. And we're going to copy and paste that bad boy in here. And it took it. All right, so if everything is working correctly, They all are now configured with OSPF, and they all should be able to ping between each other. So at the end of your MOP, what we normally do in a real life scenario is do some post test checks. So I didn't write it up here, but this is the post test. So what I'm going to do is do some pings. So the first test is to go onto router 1 and ping this IP address, which I believe is on router 4. So normally without OSPF, it wouldn't be able to reach router 4. It can only reach number 2 and 3 because those are the most directly connected to router 1. So I would need some kind of routing protocol to reach it, either BGP or OSPF, IGP, something like that of the sort, right, guys? So let's do router 1 and give that ping test a shot. So we can't be in config mode. We need to be in enable mode to ping. So it is in enable mode. We're going to ping. And we're not even typing it out. We're just going to paste it. Oh, successful. 5 out of 5. Wonderful. So that is great. OSPF is running and we have connection. But we're not done yet. Test on all devices, not just one, and call it a day. So the next one tells me to go on router 4 and ping in reverse. We are pinging this IP address, which I believe is on router 120.10. Yes, it is. So let's go router 4. Let's bring the CLI over here. Make sure we're in enable mode, and we're going to copy this. And let's give it a shot. Let's ping this IP address. And it worked. 5 out of 5, 100% successful. Very good. So let's do router 3 and router 2 now. So let's go on router 3 and ping this IP address here. All right. Very good. 100% successful. That's what we're looking for. So last test on router 2, we're going to ping 40.10, which I believe is back on router 3. It is. So let's go over here and do our last test. And once again, always make sure you're on the right part of the MOP for the right router. So this will be router 3s. We're not trying to ping this. We're trying to do the last one on router 2. Wonderful. 100%, 5 out of 5. We are smooth and we are good to go. So, all right, let me make it big screen and take off the glasses for a little risk for you guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today on the Let's Execute a MOP for Network Engineering. And just a quick recap of what we did. We set up all 4 routers with IP addresses on both of their ports for all 4 routers. We gave all 4 routers OSPF so they communicate between all 4 of each other. And at the end, we didn't just walk away. We did 4 ping tests on each router to make sure they can connect from the far out router from itself. And all 4 tests were successful. We got 100% ping back and we are good to go. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And the next video I have something very fun in mind for you guys. So you guys know what to do if you enjoyed the video. Next scene.